Callahan Show.
Golf, 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 golf. More.
It is 2025. Welcome to the This Week in Golf podcast. Coming back. It's been a few months. Golf ended, in September, October? Now we're back. We finally got something to talk about, and let's kick it off with TGL, Tomorrow Golf League, the indoor simulator league. They just debuted last Tuesday night. TGL, Tomorrow Golf League. I call it the Tiger Golf League. I think this thing is actually set up perfect for Tiger. He doesn't have to walk, and he can still play. And they branded it Tomorrow Golf League, but they might as well just call it the Tiger Golf League. Having said that, Tiger didn't play. Tiger plays this Tuesday night. So we'll get to see him. Actually, he was there last week doing commentary. Rory was there doing commentary, but they didn't play. There was a team of like Ricky Fowler and Ludwig Ahlberg, Shane Lowry, Wyndham Clark. I forget the others. But anyways, it was actually pretty good. I've been anticipating this for a while as far as how would it be, how would it play out. And I was actually pretty impressed by the production. And that was my main thing. How are they going to produce this? How are they going to make it interesting? And I think the one thing that made it the most interesting was the shot clock. With the shot clock, I think it's like 30 seconds, but it was very rapid. It was like a guy would tee off, and then next thing you know, they're hitting onto the green, and next thing you know, they're putting. So to play a golf hole was taking it felt like it was probably taking 3 to 4 minutes total to play an entire golf hole. And so that was good. I didn't care for I hate the long-windedness when you turn something on of, first we got to go to the desk. They're kind of trying to do it like an NFL show. It's like, oh, we got to go to the commentary desk. We have to have the players walk out. I think we should just get to the golf pretty quick, and then you could do all that between shots. But that speed of play and shot clock made it worth watching. I turned it on. I was actually programming a mobile app, and so I just had it on as background noise. It was on a Tuesday night. The viewing numbers were good. The Nielsen overnight numbers were good. I think about 3 million people watched it on ESPN. But the initial stats, so this is the initial stats on YouTube. Okay, so the Tomorrow Golf League has 9,700 subscribers, and the full highlight show that they ran on YouTube got 67,000 views. That was as of yesterday, Thursday, so 2 days later. So we'll see if those numbers go up, and I'll track them for you on the show as far as how those numbers move over time, particularly with Tiger playing this week. So Tiger's going to play on Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday. So we'll see how that affects things. The only other problem that they have is with blowouts, and it's the same thing that happened on the match with Scottie Scheffler and Bryson DeChambeau and Rory and Brooks a few weeks ago. Like, Rory and Scottie Scheffler ran away with it. So it was I think that broadcast had other issues as far as like they're playing at night. It was a blowout. There's so many long gaps between like a driver and then the follow-up shot because you have to actually drive to the ball and commercials. Whereas this TGL was just like bang, bang, bang. And it's in an arena. So it kind of has the feel of an NBA game a little bit as far as fans coming in. Obviously, it's not as big, but we shall see with Tiger. And, of course, I'm always interested to see if this will put a boost to the simulator market overall for golf. Okay, now let's talk about where things are with the PGA Tour. Currently, the PGA Tour kicked off last weekend. They had a tournament in Hawaii, the Century, and Hideki Matsuyama won it. And that was an elevated signature event. So again, elevated signature event means I think there's 10 events a year that the PGA Tour is running as elevated events. And the biggest difference between an elevated and a non-elevated is the money. And because of the money, the field, the players that come and play. So a regular PGA Tour event basically is averaging about a $9 million purse. And the signature event is going to be a $20 million purse. So about 3.5 to the winner. Matsuyama just won. He got 3.6 million for the win. And dude shot 35 under par. Now, I'm not good with math, but if we rounded 35 to 36 and divided it by 4, that's 9 under a round. 8 to 9 under in every round that he played out there. So pretty phenomenal golf for him. But overall, I mean, Morikawa got second. He was like 33 under par. So these guys were really tearing up that course out there. Now, one of the issues that, and again, it's this fragmentation of golf. You got LIV, now you got this TGL, and then you got the PGA Tour. And so this TGL, they're filming it in Florida. This is where the facility is. And that means Florida, Hawaii, do the math. It's at least an 8-hour flight, probably with a stopover. So, you know, a lot of these guys that are in TGL, Ludwig Ahlberg wasn't at the Century, right? One of the top draws. Shane Lowry, not there. None of these guys were there. So you have a signature event in Hawaii, your kickoff event of the year in January, and most of your top players aren't there. They're in Florida. Rory was in Florida. So they're not even there. And that's what we're all struggling with as golf fans. Where are all the golfers? They're all over the place. They're not all together except for 4 events a year, the majors, right? So that's a bummer. Now, as the PGA Tour works, though, let's just talk about where we're going with this, right? Because LIV isn't playing. I'll go over the LIV schedule in a little bit. But the West Coast, the PGA is basically on their West Coast swing. So they'll do 2 events in Hawaii. They just played the Century. They'll play one this week. They're playing right now. And then they come to the West Coast. So it'll go Palm Springs, Torrey Pines, Pebble Beach, the AT&T, which is the next signature event, the Waste Management, which will be Super Bowl weekend in Phoenix, not a signature event. And then the following weekend is Riviera, which is LA, which is the signature event, which is where the fire in Pacific Palisades is right now. So no word on if that will affect the tournament being played there basically in about a month. Who knows? As of now, there's a fire line around. It's not far. It's only a couple blocks away from where Riviera is. But the houses around the course and in that neighborhood are still up. I haven't checked the status of the fire in the last few days. What I have done, though, is I've played Torrey Pines 3 times this week. And it is in phenomenal shape. So again, in the tournament, Torrey's basically in 2.5 weeks. And that course, oh my God, man. The rough, well, first of all, it's in perfect condition. And the rough is just out of control out there. The South course is so difficult. I mean, it's a true pleasure, whatever, gift to get to play that course. And I booked a few tee times about a month and a half ago. So all these tee times I'm playing with now, I booked a few months ago to get. So I get to play it right up until they close it. I'm going to play it one more time on Saturday. And then they close the course on Sunday for about a week before the tournament. They have the tournament. And then the following Wednesday after the tournament, I have a tee time at the South course as well. So I'm a sadist. It's brutal. I think my average at Torrey Pines average on the South course is about 83. And this week I shot 86, 86, and then 88 yesterday. So it's in full blown tournament conditions. Loving it. Okay. A few other interesting things about the PGA Tour. So we'll go into it. They are talking about changing the format for the championships, for the FedEx Championship. So every year in like August, I think it's in August, it might be September, when the tour ends, there's 3 events at the end, and that's to determine who the FedEx champion is. And it's significant. It's a $30 million bonus. And now they're talking about, but the problem is nobody's watching it. The problem is they have this weird seeding. So it's like the top 70 players play in the first event. And then it goes down to the top 50 maybe, and then the final event is only the top 30. But when they get to this top 30 event, how the standings go for the season, like last year, Scheffler was number one. So when they seed the final event, he starts in the final event at 10 under, and then the next guy starts at like 8 under, and then there's the field. Like it works its way down. So it's not exciting. So now they're talking about match play. They haven't decided on anything. All they're doing is talking. So they're doing two things that are right now. They're talking about changing it, and then they're saying that they're potentially going to change it this year. So look for a rush to judgment from the PGA Tour and probably a bad decision. They've been good at that lately. But they feel they have to do something to get more eyeballs on it. Probably more pragmatic to make the idea for a change and then do it next year, but they're going to do it this year. Similar to how the NFL changed the kickoff rules. They just decided like 6 months before the season, we're going to change the kickoff rules, and then they changed it. And I don't know how you feel about the kickoff rule in the NFL, but it's not the greatest. Okay, the PGA Tour also has this thing called the PIP. What does it stand for? It's like the Player Incentive Program. And what it is basically it's a bonus structure. And they pay out based on how many views people are getting on like Google searches, Nielsen rating. It's not social media, but it ought to be. So what this basically is like it's a bonus package of how much someone is bringing to the game, eyeballs on the game. So obviously Tiger Woods is first. Tiger Woods got 10 million this year. Rory got 4.5 million. I mean, we'd expect that. Rory and Tiger at the top. But number 3 is Jordan Spieth. So you're like, whoa, Jordan Spieth, he had a horrible year last year. Yeah, but he got eyeballs on the product. So that's why they're doing this. Scheffler was fourth. Justin Thomas, again, horrible year, but he gets a bonus of 3.5 million for all the extra eyeballs he brought on. So here's the issue with it. It's all based on Google search and then this Nielsen, which Nielsen is basically television time. So the more you're on TV, the more eyes get on the products. Now, Tiger wasn't on TV a lot, but I guess when he was, I don't know, he moved the needle. Well, obviously, Tiger moves the needle. But again, the issue with the PGA Tour and this promotion is the PGA Tour is not doing anything to promote online. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube being the biggest ones. And the product, again, if you're a PGA player and you want to post something on any one of those platforms, you got to ask your boss first. You got to ask the tour if you can actually post that content. Again, PGA Tour players, closed shop, no name, image, and likeness. So you're under their control. And that's one of the main reasons Phil Mickelson talked about it for years. I can't videotape myself and put it on my Instagram. If I'm a PGA Tour player, can't do it. The tour will shut me down. But on LIV, I can do all that. So the big issue for the PGA Tour is this name, image, and likeness, which I don't think they're ever going to give the players control of. But again, all the new and young fans are on social media. They're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, and they're on YouTube. So you're not allowing your product, your players, to actually post online. And that's why you're not getting new eyeballs on the brand. That's why nobody knows who Nick Dunlop is unless you're a hardcore PGA guy. Nick Dunlop's a great young player. But how do I find out about him other than if he's winning the tournament that week? Like Nick Dunlop, he's not even on this list of players that got a bonus this year. He won a couple tournaments, right? But no one's Googling him, unfortunately for him. So that's the issue they're having. Okay, final thing. Let's just go over this LIV schedule. And LIV, the first event is not until February 6th. So about a month from now. And LIV is having 14 events this year. And what is the number on this actually? Let me look real quick. Okay, 14 total events, 8 international events, only 6 events in the United States. So LIV is 100% becoming a international tour. and they are trying to grow the game internationally, grow their brand internationally. LIV does have young eyeballs on the product, very, very much younger demographic watching LIV, and then trying to grow the game internationally, I guess, or their product internationally. Here we go. Saudi Arabia is the kickoff event. So here's how we go. Their kickoff event is in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. The next event is in Australia a week later. Then they go to Hong Kong, Mexico City. I'll leave out the U.S. Okay, well, let's just go through it. Mexico City, Miami, Singapore, Korea, Washington, D.C., Dallas, Chicago, England, United Kingdom, Spain, and then back in Indianapolis and Michigan for the championship. So you can see what they're doing. They're doing, okay, we got an Australia team. We got an international Hong Kong team, Mexico City, Abraham Answer and the team. I forget the team that is. Singapore, Korea. They're not playing South Africa. Interesting. That's a market they could get into, but they're not playing South Africa. Spain, John Rahm. So you see what they're doing here. Anyways, that's their schedule. We'll get more into that as we go through these weeks when they're playing. Just giving you a heads up of where things are headed as far as that goes. And again, here we go. We got the PGA Tour playing basically every week until mid-September. I don't know how long the Tiger Golf League goes for, but it's at least probably 10 weeks. And then we have the LIV League, which doesn't start until mid-February. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is This Week in Golf. We'll talk to you next week and see how it goes when Tiger plays in the TGL.
Hey, it's Jeremy Callahan, and thanks for listening to This Week in Golf. Make sure and hit subscribe so you can get all the latest news and analysis from Golf BPM.